Oh my god, hi! Yes, hello, yes! Welcome to another Survivor Syracuse, a new era, I almost said a new dawn,
Yee.
s- episode recap with Gabby! Gabby, how are you doing?
I'm doing great as always, Lee. I have a lot of paint on my hands. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm painting my room again. I think I said that last week, but I'm still it's a process, so it's still happening.
It's still being painted.
It's still being painted. Yeah, so that's the big update in my life. Yeah, I'm just ready to excited to talk about some Survivor.
Yeah, let's talk about Survivor, because a real trend that is happening with this and the real show is that it's not good.
I'm still winning, not winning, but I am in third place in my fantasy league for the current season. Just so you know, just a little update for those who
Yeah,
are curious.
yeah, Gabby's still continuing her trend of getting third.
Yep, yeah, yeah. And you know who's ahead of me? Abby.
Of course. Abby continuing her trend of being second.
Yeah, and
And
then
as usual, it's because of other people. Love you, Abby. You're not watching this.
no, she's definitely not. I know that for a fact. She
No,
never even watched her own season.
nah. She's too busy with whatever she's doing,
Riding horses. It
riding
was
horses,
it was
having life, living her life. So, speaking of terrible Survivor seasons, this episode. So we start the challenge immediately, and it's the infamous "Hey, you up?" challenge. Now, Gabby, do you have any fond memories of your You Up challenge from Heroes versus Villains?
Yes, I loved my U Up challenge. I think the way we did it, I don't think it was a little different than the way that they did it, because for us we had one person had to do every single one of the responses like per day. Like they would just get one day assigned to them. So I remember I was up against Austin, and Austin thought that he was going to like kick my ass. Like he thought he was absolutely going to destroy me. And he did really well, but I was feral during the challenge. I went full caveman mode. I didn't sleep at all. And there I got every single response in like less than 60 seconds after Luke texted it to us. And I remember I was watching the finale of Drag Race UK season 2, and it was literally like the winner of, and I'm with Polly, I'm with a couple of my other friends, we're in my room, and everybody knows what I'm like doing. And it goes, the winner of Drag Race UK season 2 is bing, you up text. And I like dove, slammed the laptop shut so it wouldn't be spoiled, and then did it. But I remember when the scores were revealed and me and Austin's day when the score was revealed, I remember looking at Austin, and when he found out not only did I beat him, but I destroyed him, he was like, all right, what?
What? This second boot beat me, a winner?
Yeah, I love you up. I love you up. It was great.
Yeah, your You Up your I was gonna say Europe. Your season's Your Up challenge, that's difficult to say. It was such a good thing. So good that that they decided, you know what, we're gonna mostly show last season's You Up challenge instead of this season's.
Yeah, I'm bummed I didn't. None of my clips made it in, but
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you were not shown at all.
it wasn't. And which yeah, it's my season. I'm not supposed to be, but yeah, I wanted a little bit more footage. I wanted at least like one clip from every person instead of showing like all of the clips from the
Like,
first three people that did it. You know.
yeah, and not even all of them were like clips. It was just like, I know, people drinking and smashing eggs.
Yeah, it was yeah. It's I mean, it's kind of hard because we record all those ourselves, but yeah, there's definitely a different way they could have done it, because there's so many responses, there's so much footage for that challenge, that's one of the it's a hard challenge to edit because there's so much footage, but you have so much at your disposal that you can make it a really good edit because you have so much content. But yeah, so I wish we saw a little bit more, but we saw part of the challenge
Yeah,
actually, which
we
is good.
saw. Yeah, we're getting better at these challenges. We're actually seeing some of them. Some noteworthy ones that I saw, pretty much all the ones that they show. One, they had to sing to Mike at his window.
Yes, that was good.
It was very like Romeo and Juliet without the killing.
One thing I noticed that Julia, her shotgun was very impressive. She put that shit down real quick. And then I guarantee that the levitating prompt where they had to dance to Dua Lipa, I guarantee you Austin put that in because that is his favorite song.
I mean, it's a good song.
It is.
Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure Andrew was not singing that at all. He looked like he was just.
Yeah.
No, he was not singing
Culture.
that. Yeah, how dare you? Immediately eliminated. No tribal. I want to do a U up challenge because I really want to do one of those lip sync ones and just go through the experience of a U up challenge.
It's funny because it literally feels like some kind of Guantanamo Bay-esque torture situation because what I did is I had it so that when Luke texted me, like my phone was silent for everybody else except for Luke. Like I put an emergency contact alarm on his contact, and then I would just I think so. It was COVID times, so I wasn't in class. Like I didn't have any in-person classes, so I was just like
Ooh.
fully in my house, ready at a moment's notice. And every time I heard that like ding, that specific alarm, I like shot up and my blood pressure skyrocketed. And it was it was insane. But I liked like the thrill of it. Like it was very anxiety induced. It's kind of like going through a haunted house. You do it to get scared, but
You do it to get scared. Like you're terrified, but you're also having fun.
you're terrified the whole time, and there's like eggs in your hair. I didn't actually have to do anything gross. Like I know Hannah had to like
Oh,
um,
the ketchup
catch
one.
up his lotion, and
Ooh.
yeah, I had to do like a Joe Sacamano impression, who's like one of the guys on the executive board. Like there were some good ones. Which is why I wish we saw a little bit more because they get really creative with them. They're very funny.
Yeah, the ones that we saw were actually pretty tame. Like we didn't see any like bad or disgusting ones. It was just mostly uh well, I think one bad one that's a bit extreme, cut your hair.
Yeah, and also Parker cut like a lot of it off. I was like, you didn't have to. I was like, you could have just done a little like snip. Like he cut like a chunk out of the center of his forehead. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
You'd hate to like get that prompt and then lose. It's like I just cut my hair for nothing.
Yeah, like a chunk out of your hair. And I remember because Mel and I are friends, and I remember her going through this and saying that her day was like super intense, and she had to do stuff like she had to high five a bus driver, so she had to like run onto campus, flag down a bus, like get on the bus, high five. Like she like legitimately was exhausted and had several really involved prompts on her U up. So I feel bad that none of that aired just so her efforts are unseen.
Yeah, the only thing we saw Mel do was just sing to Mike at his window.
Yeah, and almost go home.
I think another intense one is the cinnamon challenge.
Oh, yeah. That and the Dross, the way he or Ben, the way
Dross.
he, like immediately he's one of those people that you always say his first and last name. So like knowing him personally, it's always Ben Dross. So Ben, he like that was legitimately hilarious, and I'm sure that was legitimately super uncomfortable for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like didn't they like ban the cinnamon challenge at one point because it's like it proves like it can harm people internally.
Yeah, well, you can like choke for a while because it's just
That dry.
yeah, it's that dry. You're definitely not supposed to do it.
No. Maybe replace the cinnamon challenge with I don't know, what's a classic challenge that they could like a U up challenge that they could bring back?
Well, they always do like shower with your clothes on.
Yeah,
Um,
we've seen that.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't. I also didn't see a lot of. It didn't seem like a lot of them were sent at like 2 a.m., which a lot of ours were sent at, in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it seemed like they were all during the day.
Yeah.
Um, and everybody was just like into it, so much so that they don't even look for advantages when they're hung right in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it was only a safety without power advantage.
What was it?
Safety without power. Basically, you get to leave tribal, you don't get voted out, but you don't vote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like wearing the immunity necklace, but the catch is you
Oh,
can't vote. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I
Which is
mean,
all.
that still would have been helpful to somebody.
I don't know. Although to some of these people, they feel like they don't need it because let's get into the in between portion of challenge, ending, and tribal, where we get some things. We focus on. Okay, we love talking about Emma, don't we?
Yes, and obviously this and Emma, if you or any of your associates come across any of this is none of this is personal. We are
Yeah.
reviewing a show that you decided to be a part of.
Yes. Now, I personally live for this, where she just goes off. She goes off on Eli, not even as a player, as a person. It's like he's a horrible person. He's not nice. He's other negative comments.
Yeah, she also says that he's like sucking her dick right now, which I thought was a missed opportunity for title of ep. Um
Oh yeah, it's a calculated risk. Oh, who is picking these episode titles? Come on.
sucking my dick right now is I mean, maybe we would get like demonetized or banned for that
You can
title.
put you can put asterisks instead of like the IC. I've seen people do that.
Yeah, come on. That would have been funny. But yeah, no, I appreciate it was the one thing that continues to baffle me is like Emma's complete and total control over the people
The
that are
game.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, who decided to just let her because they just handed it to her, you know? They
Yeah,
were like, "Oh, you want to make all the decisions and bosses around. Here you go." And if they didn't even do that as like a, "Yeah, you can do that, and then we'll get you out later." They're just nobody's even talking about that remotely.
the only person that's talking about Emma being voted off is Emma whenever she mentions Marcelo being like, I know Marcelo's going to come after me, which is obvious because he's told me that we're the best players in the game.
Yeah, but it's like, do you know that? I
Like,
mean, I
she's.
guess maybe since like nobody else is really willing to stir the pot, but I
No.
yeah, it's not I hope somebody realizes that it's not entertaining for anybody to just
And
watch
it's
a
entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Just like the fact about how much control she has and that no one's doing anything about it. There's a lot of talk about doing something in the future, but Emma's there being like, well, I know they're going to blindside me at some point.
Yeah, also, there's all this talk about doing something in the future. The time is now. Do something, you know?
You can't do something in the future if you're not there in the future.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not there. If you're not even remotely like we're not even you're not even in jury territory yet. So
Yeah.
like
I mean, everyone thinks the merge is coming up,
yeah.
which it does. Spoiler alert, it's airing in about 40 minutes.
Go catch that.
Yeah, go watch that. Maybe we'll complain in the comments if we're there. Now, speaking of Eli, calling himself. Okay, let's see if I can get his wording right. It looks like he's playing a Russell Hantz game. But he's
Woohoo.
actually himself. But he's actually playing a Boston Rob game. Who knows? He's actually playing a Tony game. Listen, now, and the fact that he said Maybe we can have like a Redemption Island kind of win. No, I don't. Have you seen Redemption Island?
I actually haven't seen Redemption Island.
Good.
It's because I've gotten that reaction about it.
Yeah. Why would you want to play your game and win like the worst season of all of Survivor?
Yeah. Yeah. To model your game after that.
Yeah, to model your game after the worst season of all time. And you are a Natalie Tenderelli player at best and a Drew from San Juan del Sur at worst.
Well, yeah, because I'm also talking about like he's saying Russell Hance, how? Tony, how?
How?
Wilson Rob, how?
How?
Also, not a single woman on that list. Like,
What can we
you're just
expect from these people?
I
Have
know,
you
but it's
seen?
also just it's like he just picked the three Survivor dude bros and was like, yeah, I'm all of them.
I mean, there every college survivor has like at least 7 of those in the cast.
Yeah.
Like, look at both of your seasons.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. It's just that it speaks to so much like obliviousness for him to be like, I am exactly like this iconic winner, except I didn't do shit.
Yeah, exactly. You've been to 2 tribals. One was super obvious, and so was the other one.
Yeah.
Well, okay, kind of, but still, it's you can't say you're an impressive player when you had 2 easy votes.
Yeah.
Talk to me when you for talk to me when you actually do something impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Like just being it's kind of like it reminds me of Abby where she's like she
Oh,
at the end she bragged that her game was so good just because she like went along with everything that Jake Kniever did. It's like that doesn't actually make just being on the right side of things doesn't make your individual game legitimately impressive.
yeah, I mean, it's impressive if you can vote correctly each time.
Yes, but not if somebody is in your ear telling
Telling
you
you.
that you like it's just
Yeah, like if someone is like, "Hey, vote this person," you're like, "Sure."
yeah, it's more impressive that they're on the right side every time because they're the one making the actual decision.
Yeah, they're like actually putting in the effort. Like, why is it? And this goes to a majority of these shallow people. Majority of the men. Actually, no. I'm just gonna say majority of shallow people. These people have done nothing because they, yeah, because they've done nothing. The only people that seem to be doing something outside of shallow are Ben because he kind of has to, Casey because she's developing a brain, and potentially Savannah. But I'm not count. She's like half season. It's mostly Ben and Casey.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ben and Casey are the ones that are actively um they
At
seem to
least,
be trying to getting more of a grasp of the dynamic. They seem to be kind of looking for holes more than other people are. Like it seems like Savannah and Parker, that duo, they're kind of just like it doesn't seem like they're actually making any moves or strategy. They're just protecting their position in the game as much as possible, you know,
yeah,
with their little alliance. Like they're not actually doing anything.
they're
They're not
not.
they're not actually doing anything
They're
except for
not.
surviving.
Yeah, and yes, that's the whole point of the show. But
Yeah, that is the name.
yeah, that is the name. But to quote this most recent episode, "Good players survives, great players thrive, and no
Yeah,
one is thriving."
exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
except for Emma.
And I think the thing that disappoints me with that is that Savannah and Parker are in such a good position to do that, especially now that they have this spoiler alert, this idol that
They
comes
have an
out. Yeah,
idol.
now they have a shared custody idol. Okay.
All right, Holly and Cassidy.
All right, Holly and Cass. Just don't leave it in your goddamn backpack the day you're getting voted out.
Don't leave it in your
Your door.
apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Ugh.
it's just I think it's disappointing to me because I feel like they're in a position where they can do a lot of fun things. Like Parker could have, done more to protect Mario with his tribe swap advantage, and then Savannah had everybody come to her immediately and be like, hey girl, let's be in an alliance. Like I would
Yeah.
be working those connections more. And
Yeah. Here's a list of every single advantage and who has them.
yeah, exactly. And she could be stirring shit up with that. But instead she's recognizing that it puts her in a good position, but not and just sitting in
Doing
that position.
anything.
Yeah, she's just sitting in that position. She's not doing anything to
It seems
improve.
like these people are, no offense, actually, this is actually full offense. I'm going to stop saying no offense. I want to offend you people. You all just seem lazy and you don't want to do anything. You were put into a good position by luckily winning the first two challenges, and then like, yeah, let's just not try anymore. Like, nobody's trying.
Well, I think that happens sometimes with tribes that don't go to the first couple tribals is they're not immediately in the game from the start. They're not like, "Oh shit, I got a claw, tooth and nail from the jump." They get a
Yeah,
little comfortable and then when it's time to actually start playing, these other people have been playing for a month longer than you guys have because you've just been sitting pretty with your immunity.
yeah. Like, if we look back to the heroes last season, none
Yeah.
of them were, it didn't hit any of them till like, I don't know, till Carl went home when he actually tried to do something and it backfired on him.
It didn't even I wouldn't even say it really hit them until no, I don't think it hit them until like fucking Austin went home and it was just Kat and Cam and them
Mitch.
that were left.
Yeah.
I don't think it hit them so late because they just I was dying as somebody who was like kind of on the outs with the villains. I was dying to crack into the heroes and be like, let's do something. Let's make something happen. Let's stir some shit up. But they were all like, I'm sorry, we're heroes strong because there are so many heroes here. And then that mentality did them so dirty that we ended up coming back from like a 5-person disadvantage heroes versus villains and then we ended up surpassing them at the end pretty handedly.
I think it definitely helped that throughout the swap, like every swap vote before the merge, it was a hero going home. Like it was
Yeah.
Carl, Mitch, Holly, Cassidy, Eli.
Yeah.
And it probably also did help that there was one tribe full of heroes and one tribe with majority villains, and the one tribe that had a villain minority, they managed to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was that was the Carl. It
That
was
was the Carl and
the Owen
Mitch, what the first Mitch vote.
effect. Yeah. Wild stuff. But yeah, I wish there was more. I wish, it sounds uh, not to, validate Emma, but it sounds a little bit like some of the people in this game are just sitting around waiting to get picked off.
No, that's exactly what it sounds like. They're like
Yeah, they're
waiting for
just,
something to happen to do something.
yeah. And then what happens when Emma turns around and says, actually, I want you going home next. Then what are you going to do?
Go home.
Let it happen, I guess.
Yeah, because whoever Emma wants to go home goes home. Just like Maddie in this first half of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
And then,
spoiler, Maddie goes home, sadly.
spoiler.
Well, this is a recap, so we shouldn't be giving you spoiler warnings. Why are you
You should
watching
have
this if you
already
haven't seen the
watched
episode?
something. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's revealed that the Murata tribe lose and Maddie goes home 4-1. Which I'm sad, but I think it was the best move for Emma, Marcelo, and Lily because Ben is showing willingness to flip on shallow, while Maddie would be willing to flip on to go to the already huge majority.
Yeah, I think that was that vote makes sense to me. I'm like bummed to see her go because she's kind of like an Eli to me, and well, not really because I guess
Eli from season 4, not this season's Eli.
yeah, exactly. She's kind of like a season 4 Eli to me, where she was just like a victim of where she ended up. Like if she ended up on any other tribe but Emma's tribe, she probably would have been fine.
Thanks, Parker, for switching her.
Yeah. Oh, Parker. See, that's the thing. That's the only thing his swap advantage
Yeah.
did was screw
It
over.
sent it sent home his roommate and the person who knew about them, but did nothing with it.
Yeah, she didn't even get the chance to weaponize that information.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, she only told Emily because Emily mentioned that in her voting confessional, but look where she is now.
Yeah. Sorry, my dog is barking at the door. I gotta let her in.
Oh, okay, don't worry, we can't hear her. Well, I can't at least.
She's just whining.
Oh.
All right, I'm back.
You never left. Now, after the Maddie vote, we get to another challenge. It is what did they call it again? Balloon popper? Yeah, the
Oh
balloon
my god,
popper
I love
challenge.
this challenge. I love I love
I
this
love
challenge.
this challenge because it's so revealing.
Yes, and it's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
It's
if you people don't know this challenge, you have two balloons strapped to your feet, and you have to try and pop the other people's. And we kind of saw this within the U Up challenge, but there was this Pinkle not Murado, Pinkle Deep End alliance being like, let's pick off the Murado people.
yeah. Well,
And
it makes sense to me.
I mean, obviously, both teams have majority shallow, and they want to get rid of the team that has majority not shallow.
Hmm.
And they made it so obvious. Like, I was paying attention to in that first round, Julia never went for whoever was in that round. I want to say it was like Parker and Savannah. Yeah, it was them.
For Pinkle.
Yeah, for Pingles, she never went there. While Mel would occasionally go there. Like, she would switch around, but Julia would just never go there.
No, I noticed I noticed that too. I was like, they are so sick of the Murado shit. Like, and I was living for it because I kind of am too. So I was like, yeah, send them back.
I'm
Send me
sick of
back.
this. At least Morado's giving us entertainment. What's Shallow giving us other than sighs and headaches?
Yeah, no, I got yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, both tribes suck.
Well, I have faith. Because I have I think a lot of it has to do with composition. I think that there's a lot of good personalities that once given more wiggle room in the merge, I think people are going to start doing some funky stuff. I at least hope so.
Is there?
I know.
I feel like with this current season, I'm like, okay, I've given up hope on these seasons. I know they're not going to be good. But who knows? Maybe the merge is always a chance for things to pick up, and I'm hoping so because, for God's sake, that one idol has still not been found yet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure the one Savannah and Parker found is the Pinkle idol,
Yeah,
which
it's
means
hard to say.
the the Murados Shallow idol has still not been found.
Yeah.
Where the fudge is
There's
it?
going to be a lot of idols floating around in this game after that.
Yeah, because right now the only ones that we know have an idol are Julia and Parker
And
slash
Parker.
Savannah
And we haven't seen them come out
at
in a
all.
meaningful way, yeah, at all.
Yeah, the only time an idol was mentioned was when Mario was saying maybe Julia would give me her idol, which she didn't, obviously.
I know, yeah, that would have been, I mean, it would have been spicy, but it would have been a dumb move for Julia, probably.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a series where a guy found an idol, played it on his friend. Keep in mind, this is the very first tribal. Played it on his friend, got out a big threat. It was a returning season, and he got voted off the next tribal.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
So would that have happened to Julia? Probably. Since, well, everybody knew about her idol. I was going to say if nobody knew about it, but everybody knew. Thanks, Eli.
Yeah. Also, Eli, I wanted to say he was talking about he was gassing himself up about his acting at that one tribal where he was like, I was so convincing. I was like, all right, dude.
Oh God! If
It's
some
really funny.
okay, somebody's
That's
someone's
why I have
compensating for something.
that's why I have hope for this cast is because some of them are like a little oblivious. And I think that there's potential for some big crash and burn arcs.
I'm hoping so. Those are always the best to see. You just want somebody who inflates themselves so high and it just pops.
Mhm.
Please let that happen. The season's already going downhill.
No, I have confidence. I think it will.
Well, Who doesn't have confidence is the Pinkle people because they lose. They are going back to tribal. Oh, let's talk. Speaking of Pinkle and funny scenes, let's talk about CGI Jason arguing with Derek.
Yes. One thing I noticed is, and can't believe I didn't make this connection earlier. Jason's exclusively vertical vlogs. Derek did the same thing. So what the hell is going on in that household?
I don't know. They just love being I think it's because they're tall. I'm assuming Jason's tall. We've never seen him outside of these videos because he does not exist.
I don't think so. I think so. Okay, what I was gonna say is he does make an appearance. I saw him at the challenge, Bloom Poppers. I saw him, but he does look alarmingly similar in stature to Jake Niebuhr. So it is possible that Jake was a stand-in for them.
Yes. And we actually have CGI Jason coming on our Patreon where we will confirm the rumors. So sign up for that.
Yeah, exactly. What can we do to prove that somebody's CGI? Is there some kind of test? Like
I don't.
They can move back and forth really fast.
You know those when you're trying to log into something and it's like which one of these squares contains a traffic light?
Yeah, the
captcha.
Yeah, we need to do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll make that the next challenge for Jason to do, and we will finally get the answers to these long-awaited questions.
Yeah, it's like a redemption island, like come back into the game challenge. You have to do a captcha, and Jason fails miserably.
Yeah, because he's not real.
Because he's a robot.
Yeah, he does not exist. He's like who's that like AI something?
Oh, yeah, Lil Michaela.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Lil Michaela's like the virtual. She's like an Instagram influencer, pop star, but she's not real.
Yeah.
CGI thing.
Yeah, that's what Jason is this season. He is a contestant. I'm not going to say player. That is not real and is just there in CGI.
So funny.
I really want someone to send this to like the Syracuse producers, being like, "Oh, they're on to us."
Oh, I'm gonna interrogate. Sabrina does a lot of the editing. I'm gonna interrogate her, and I'm gonna be like,
the editing skills on her to somehow edit in a whole contestant for this long.
For like an animation class, an animation final or something. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I'm just picturing her now being auditioning for like Nickelodeon or Disney, being like, so for my audition, I have an entire CGI Survivor contestant that lasted up until the pre-merge.
Exactly. Wow. That's so impressive. I'm so proud of her.
Join our Patreon to get the exclusive from Sabrina on why she decided to do this.
Yeah. Exclusive scoop. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Julian, everyone for Pinkle. Oh yeah, Pinkle lose. It's down to CGI Jason / Jake because we don't know yet for the win, and they lose. Casey's ready to play. Emma knows that Marcelo's. Oh yeah, I like how in all the interviews, everybody's name seems to change. Like Mel's name was just M at one point, and Marcelo is now Marcel.
In the lower thirds.
Yeah, their names just like change.
Oh no. Well, yeah, I also noticed in the I've said this before, nobody knows what Marcelo's name is. People are calling him Marcel, people are calling him Marcello. Like that, and even Andrew, when he was like narrating or announcing the challenge, he was calling him Marcel. And I was like, dude, this
is he also he's not also CG. No, we've seen him in public.
Who, Marcelo?
Yeah, maybe he's like, is he another CGI that everybody just does not know who his name is?
He could also be CGI. Yeah. That makes sense.
That, or it's like it's a triplet form where it's like it's the three different people that all look the same. And like one's Marcel, one's Marcello, and one's Marcello. They just don't know which one we're interacting with.
First triplets to ever be cast, identical triplets to ever be cast on Survivor.
Yeah. You've heard of the Nolan twins? Well, here are the Cello triplets. Love the Nolan twins.
Cello triplet.
Let's get that rumor going. Now that Jason's gone, we need a new one to constantly talk about.
Yeah, Marcelo's actually three
different people.
as one person.
Yeah. One of them is aligned with Emma, but plans on blindsiding her. One's not aligned with Emma, and one does not know of Emma's existence.
Yeah, I want to see that Emma blindside happen. Marcelo, let's get snappy on that.
Yeah, you keep talking about wanting to blindside her, but this girl is ready to cut you at any moment.
Yeah, it's gotta happen soon. It's gotta happen real soon, bud.
Yeah. Now, we mentioned this earlier. Now, back to delusional people. Let's talk about how Ben somehow managed to convince people to turn on Maddie.
Yeah.
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 Then cut 20 minutes earlier where he said he did nothing and got lucky about that vote.
Yeah. The thing I kind of understand where he's coming from because, you know, if you're like, oh, wow, they all voted out. I'm the one person who's not from their original tribe and they all voted her out. Like, I must have really made an impression, but secretly they've wanted Maddie out for weeks.
Yeah, and it would just so happen they were on the same tribe and they're like, yeah, we're voting Maddie. You can stay. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, and if she's already made it incredibly obvious that she's not willing to work with any of you and wants to actively try to vote you guys out, you don't want that person sticking around for the merge, which they were all suspecting was going to happen. So
yeah, like Ben didn't even try to work with Maddie. Like
no.
Maddie was even saying Ben never talked to her.
Yeah, which like I always hate that because I feel like you should at least reach out and see if you can maybe at least like cook up a fun idea and then decide against it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, like full ghost, I don't know.
Yeah, which I feel like this is going to be the problem for a lot of the shallow people. None of them are going to talk to anyone that was a Murado. Unless they're, like, except for Ben and Casey, because they're the only ones that interacted with other Murados.
Yeah.
Like, the 6 or the 5, not Marcelo, Andrew, Eli, Julia, Parker, Savannah. Yeah, the 5, they're not going to bother talking to anyone that's a Murado. And then Ben and Casey are going to flip to the old Murados, and then they'll have majority.
That'll be interesting.
I hope that happens.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, I mean, with Mel and Casey kind of having a little.
Yeah, being the E-board girl alliance.
Yeah, and also Mel is definitely, she is realizing that she kind of misjudged her position in the game. So I think she's about to say.
Yeah, I think those two, I think that Eli vote on her may have been his mistake and Mel's awakening. Because I think if he threw his vote on Casey, Mel would be in this phase of being like, I am so in control with these people. But the fact that she was one vote away of going home made her realize, shit, I need to be doing stuff now.
Yeah, because she had that vlog where she was like, I'm just going to sit pretty and let you tell me what you gather. It's like, no, girl, you got to find out that information for yourself, because if it's 1 degree of separation from the actual source, that person can manipulate that info in whatever way they want.
Yeah, you need to figure out, is this what this person said? Because they could only be telling you half-truths, which people love doing.
It's Syrvivor. Everybody's lying all the time.
Yeah, nobody's telling the truth.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if somebody does tell you the truth. And even then, you might not even believe it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, has there ever been a case where people just for some reason always told the truth?
There were people on the Heroes that was kind of their deal.
Well, none of them won, so.
I know, but somebody like Derek really prided himself in loyalty and honesty and whatever. And I'm like, why are you playing this game if that's what you are into?
Oh god, that was so annoying to listen to.
Yeah.
Thank you for making him the first boot. Like, if I had to listen to loyalty and honesty for one more episode, I usually skip the heroes parts. What? Yeah, if you're not giving me entertainment, there's no point watching you.
Exactly.
Speaking of no point watching you, this tribal was mm, just easy. 3-1. Jason goes home.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. It's an easy vote when you have one person who in
Does not exist.
yeah, it was CGI.
Yeah, it's easy to vote off someone when they don't exist, and we couldn't tell who that was because they were wearing a mask.
Exactly. It was probably Jake Niebuhr again.
Yeah, it was probably Jake. He had no classes. He wasn't spending all those time hunting for idols.
The first time Jake was voted out before final before final four.
The first time Jake was voted off, period.
Literally. Period.
So finally, Jake got voted off. It should. This was the vote that should have been the final four one.
Yeah, exactly. Should have been. God damn it.
God damn it, Abby.
Oh, it's okay.
I still wish you somehow, if that 2-1-1 plan somehow happened.
That would have been insane. That would have been literally insane. But whatever.
Yeah.
I tried. You can't say I didn't try.
Well, you tried and succeeded, and then Cam had to send you home because she just had to win the season.
Selfish.
How dare she? What kind of hero are you?
What kind of person wants to win?
Who wants to win a season? Don't you just want to be there and make friends?
Yeah, or just make a fucking disaster of the whole situation.
Yeah. Well, with Jason and Maddie gone, it's time for the only good thing that this season brings me joy in.
Yes, let's rank these bitches.
Yes, let's do it. Well, we'll start off with Maddie. She is in the 13th place. Currently in first place, we have Carly from season 1. In second place, we have Eli from season 2, Eli. Third place is season 4, Cassidy. And in last place is season 3, Mike. So where will we rank Maddie?
It's kind of funny because I feel like some of these people had kind of similar situations to Maddie.
Yeah, Cassidy was swap screwed. Carly was swap screwed. Eli was swap screwed. This is the first time he was swap screwed. And Mike shot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she's better than Mike because she didn't shoot herself in the foot.
It wasn't a self-destruct moment.
Yeah. Cassidy got out only because of an idol play.
Yeah, she got idled out.
Yeah. Whereas Maddie was switched by someone else to be in a bad situation, not really anything with her doing.
Well, I'm trying to think about like what both Cassidy and Maddie were doing before they got voted out. And with Cass, she had the alliance.
Yeah, Cass just lost Holly, and before that, lost Mitch.
They found that idol together too. Cass.
Yeah, they found that at the Amanda Kimmel building. So I think Cassie did more than Maddie.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, while I do think Maddie probably had a higher win ratio than Cassie, I think Cassie just did more in her season. So as much as I think Maddie's a good player, I think she'd have to be just above Mike.
Yeah, she's also just, I mean, this is apparently 13th place is the victims of circumstance. So
yeah, it seems like it. And there we go. And do we really need to discuss this next one? So in the 12th place situation, we have Carl, his first time. Shout outs to the Rocks. Eli, his second time. I wonder who voted him off here.
I can't believe he only improved by 1 place. That's hilarious. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think he's only 1 rank higher because, well, there was like more people in this season.
Yeah, no, because I know he was directly before the merge both times.
Yeah, so he pretty much kind of got technically the same thing, but different because it was more people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Yeah. Third place is Mitch, his first time, the whole Jack giving an idol to Erica and then Erica voting off Mitch the first time. And then last place was Catherine, who nobody knew existed in her first season.
Oh,
Not
poor
my
Kat.
works. I'm just in the using the words of Jake Never.
Well, that was also the episode that she found that like big branch and she thought
It
it
was
might
like,
be it was
yeah, she found like a reef crown and thought it was an idol.
it was like sticks and leaves. So good.
So, do we really need to argue that Jason's last?
No, but he gave some definitely entertaining like there was a lot of I enjoyed watching his vertical vlogs on my screen and I enjoyed the Derek cameos and I thought he was funny that you know it provided entertainment. But
Yeah,
game wise, yeah.
yeah, and it really we would rank you higher, but the problem is you're not real. So
The problem is you are CGI.
you are CGI and you do not exist. Wow, this is not a strong cast.
Yeah. I am
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it again. I have faith. I know. I have faith that it'll pick up the pace.
hopefully. I mean,
We've
the
earned
episode from
territory. It's gotta.
it has to. I mean, it has to, right? It's not going to be a Survivor season where everyone so far voted off have been the gays and the women. Oh wait,
Uh,
I mean, not calling out the actual show, but
yeah. Who would do that?
yeah, who would? What show would only have their boot order so far be every single woman and the only two gay guys?
I
Hmm,
I have no idea what you're talking
no idea.
about.
Never heard of her.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Uh,
Which is shocking because the way I draft um my survivor team every time we do drafts is I always pick a girl, a gay, and an old. Because I feel like girls, gays, and olds have historically done very well in, in Survivor.
no, they haven't. They've historically done bad.
I mean, historically in the seasons of Survivor that I choose to honor as my favorite players of all time have been girls, gays, and olds.
I mean,
I'm looking for the next like what was his name? Bob from Gabon or like
of all the winners to pick.
I know. I'm just saying the olds, the girls, and the gays. There's
And if you're all three,
if you're all three, oh my
if you're
god.
an old girl gay, or no, an old gay girl,
Gay
there we go.
girl. An old gay girl. Oh my god. She's gonna change history on Survivor. That's my
Yeah, we'll get you into a season somehow and try not to make you the first boot.
yeah.
Because then you'll definitely have it all stacked against you.
That's the thing is I love an underdog, which is why I love the girls, the gays, and the olds.
Yes. Which is why people are rooting for who this season? Cassidy. Cassidy!
Yes.
Different Cassidy. Oh god,
Yeah.
imagine if it was Snowy Cassidy.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, like I told you, I think so. Carla's on my team, and Noelle is on my team, and James. Those are my
Well, one solid pick, one upcoming solid pick, and I like Noelle.
I like Noelle too. And I'm also one of the only people that has all three of their
Still
people
in the
still in.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive.
Thank you.
Mhm. I did a drag race draft for season 10, and one person had Asia, Eureka, and Cameron, which all made the final three, and all lost.
Wow. Yeah, but still, they probably destroyed like
Oh,
point.
absolutely. The draft, absolute number one draft, no competition.
Yeah. Polly and I do a drag race draft every season too. And I
Yeah,
never do very well. I always think I'm gonna do really well. I never do very well.
I never do well either. Mine always go home back to back.
That sucks.
Yeah, we should do one for Canada versus the world.
We should. We'll get Polly
Yes,
on it, and that'll be really fun.
and there's 9 of them, so 3 each.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, get Polly on.
I will literally text them right after this, and they'll be down. I know it. When does that premiere? Does that premiere soon?
It has to premiere soon. They just released a trailer for it.
Yeah, I know it's definitely coming.
Yeah, I think it's November 22nd. Why is that date sticking in my head for some reason?
I trust you.
Yeah, it's someday coming up soon. What's else coming up soon is the premiere. I think we should probably hop off and go watch it at some point. So thanks everybody for watching. If you want more Syracuse content, like I said, the merch episode is about to premiere, so go to Survivor Syracuse or the Orange Syracuse channel and go watch it. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Orange Television Network is what it is. OTN.
OTN. Over the top.
Yes, exactly. OTT. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Go watch that episode. It's airing in 2 minutes.
And if you want more live reality game show content, follow the socials, subscribe, share, and we will see you next time for another Survivor Syracuse New Era episode / rant.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.